This is the Riot worst of, best of, classic of podcast.
We shouldn't even start that because we're not going to be able to remember it for the entire week. Basically, though, you get some special Riot clips this week.
We are doing our fundraiser, which is what keeps the Riot podcast on. Give now at radiou.com/donate.
So what's today's theme?
Festivals.
We used to go to a lot more festivals than we do now. There's actually not as many festivals that go around, but we always would have stories to tell.
So here we have KJ52 at Spirit Song. That was something. Nikki has, I just have it titled, A Crazy Spirit Song Story.
What will it be?
And then 2 stories about where we sleep while at Purple Door. So that's what's happening in today's festival. And Chris is in the room. Yes, Chris.
Chris remembers that as well.
Our happy little cozy bed that Chris and I got to share makes this podcast. I'll tell you tomorrow. The theme is pizza.
Ooh, please don't forget to join us at Radio U Riot on Facebook. Let us know if you enjoyed any of these particular clips better than others or something. Mm-hmm. Like if you had a favorite from that, or if you want us to try to include something later this week. If there's a favorite Riot memory, Radio U Riot on Facebook or riot@radiou.com if you want to email us.
It is the Riot.
It's the fall fundraiser.
Bottom line, you guys need a chubby, agile guy.
Yeah, we already got one. Still looking for your support, though. It's the Riot on Radio U.
It is the Riot on Radio U, 8772 Radio U. So check this out. Yesterday, we're at Kings Island, and we have lined up interviews. We're doing stuff for TVU, for TVU's Most Wanted. And if you don't know what TVU is, go to TVUlive.com. It's a music video network that we do. The TVU's Most Wanted is hosted by Jared, and it's on today at TVUlive.com at 4, 7, and 10. You can catch it. Not the show we did yesterday. That's going to be like later. But yesterday we got everything lined up, and so we're there, and we're going to see Abandon, and we went to see Fireflight, and we also were like, hey, isn't KJ here? And I was like, no, I don't think he's here till tomorrow. And I think it was Chris was like, no, I think he's hosting. Because sometimes like they'll bring in somebody and MC the entire event. I'm like, oh, dude, if he's performing tomorrow but hosting today, like we could still see him. So I texted him. I'm like, hey, dude, are you at Kings Island? And he's like, yes. And I was like, well, hey, you got some free time between this and this? We must have traded 20 texts trying to coordinate, figure out. We were on the phone to each other twice. Finally, it gets to what is basically the last-ditch effort. It's like, okay, we have to leave by this time no matter what.
Unless you want to film in the car on the way back.
And then KJ was like, oh, okay, no problem. Meet me at my merch table. And I had already gone and looked all over for his merch table. And, like, I could not find it anywhere. And I'm just like, man, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? And finally he calls me and he's like, dude, where are you? And I'm like, dude, where are you? And he's like, I'm like, all right, stage left or stage right? And he's like, stage left. He's like, stage left. He's like, you're facing the stage. It's left. Go to the left. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And so I go down there and I'm like, there's no merch here, dude. And he's like, well, where are you? I'm like, well, hang on the phone with me while I look for you. And so we're looking around. He's like, can't you see the Skillet merch table? And I'm like, dude, I haven't seen Skillet anywhere here today. What are you talking about? And then he gets quiet for a minute. He's like, are you guys at King's Dominion? And I was like, no. I'm like, we're at Kings Island. He's like,
I knew that.
Oh, man. He's like, I'm not at Kings Island until tomorrow.
That's hilarious.
And so here we are, like 5 states away, like wandering around merch tables looking for each other.
Like,
and
where are you?
And I even said to him, I'm like, dude, go to the Radio U table. I'll meet you there. And he's like, well, I haven't seen that anywhere. I was like, it's in the middle. I'm like, just go to the table in the middle. It's right there.
Not finding that? That's hilarious.
And
all that time.
I'm literally standing there like, I'm looking all over, and I just think it's hysterical. We're on the phone looking for each other, and we're literally just states
apart.
And states apart.
Aww.
So it didn't exactly work out.
That's too bad, but still worth a really good story.
I thought it was great because it was just like, man, this is weird.
I love that moment where you're like, wait a minute.
I know.
Where are you?
Well, and the other thing is, he's like, yeah, dude, I can't yet. I've got a sound check. Mm-hmm. And I hear Abandon sound check. I hear Fireflight sound check. I hear a couple of other bands sound check. And I'm just like, man, if he's sound checking, like,
I'm not hearing him.
When is he going to be on? This is weird. And what's even better is, like, then he texts me. We were going to meet at whatever time. And he's like, hey, I'm going to run and take a shower, and I'll meet you at this time instead. And I was like, that's fine. And so, I mean, literally, we're just hanging around waiting on KJ, and he's actually wherever King's Dominion is. It's like in Virginia or something like that.
Yeah, some other state.
And so it's like,
Aww.
awesome, dude.
Poor KJ and poor you.
Poor
as
KJ.
well. Poor both of you.
Poor KJ. I spent an extra 20 minutes in that heat.
I was waiting for you, and you weren't
waiting
even
on
there.
KJ 52. I was at the end of my rope. I couldn't take it no more. I was about to let go. I'm telling you, it was pretty bad. Actually, it was a great story.
If you give right now during the fall fundraiser, you'll finally get the chance to hear the Riot mispronounce your name. Don't miss this great opportunity. Call now, 877-2-RADIO-U. It's the fall fundraiser.
It is the Riot on Radio U. Now, wait a minute. The only thing I can think of is if you said it was life-threatening is that you and Sam hit a shark on the way back.
From the park? No,
Okay.
We went to Spirit Song. It was a really good time. Like, it was our most favorite Spirit Song ever. We had a good time. Everything went well. We get ready to leave on Saturday night. And you have to wait until everyone leaves the amphitheater, which it means you just sit there waiting for like an hour or so. So I have to prepare myself. It was really bad. We get ready to leave, and Toby finally finishes signing autographs, so it took a long time.
Like 4 a.m.
And by then, there's lightning, things like that, and it's going to start to storm, so we need to get going. So I think it was around 10:40. We're able to bring the van in through the gates to go load up our stuff. So we're loading up our stuff, and then right when that happens, we go to pull through this maze of things to be able to get out. It starts raining. And by raining, I mean it really starts raining.
But you're both in the van.
But we're in the van, and I'm walking then in front of the van to try to get us through these tight spaces. And then we have to get some other vans to move, and we finally managed to get out. It's about 11 o'clock. We go to my car, which the lights weren't on, but something just was wrong with the battery, and the battery's dead.
Yeah.
So
that's my topper for my Spirit Song story was that I had to stay at Spirit Song until after 1 o'clock so that the van battery could get jumped.
Really? Well, for this, it was my battery that was dead. So Sam goes and pulls the van around. We can't see anything. And mind you, by this point, the park has been closed for over an hour.
Yeah.
So there's really no one left in the park. It's not like, I can go and get security. That's not easily done. There is no security hardly left at this point.
Which means the only person there was a man with a hook.
Yeah. So we pull the van around, and we try to figure out while it's pouring, so you can barely see anything. And it was so pouring to where the umbrella I had actually broke. You know how it flips outwards? So, okay, fine. Open up the car hood. I can't figure where my battery is. It's not a looking battery. It's got a cover on it, so you can't tell what it is.
Okay.
Sam can't tell where it is. I tried calling my parents. I'm like, where's the battery in this car? And I can't hear them because the storm is so bad. So we finally...
Even if you would have gotten in the van, it's so loud in the van when it rains,
hear.
you would have never been able to hear.
And so my dad's like, stop freaking out, calm down. I'm like, I'm not freaking out. I just can't hear anything. And he doesn't know where it's at either. So then these two people come, mom and her daughter, and they're really nice. They let us sit in the van. And she goes, oh, well, it seemed like she kind of knew how to jump it. And then Sam kind of knew how to jump it, but I never did. So we go and try to jump the car. We put the stuff on. We finally figure it out where it's at, and then I go start my car up, and it doesn't start. So I come back out. I'm like, well, okay, last time Chris jumped the van, he had to wait for a little bit, so maybe I have to wait a little bit. Well, the jumper cable starts smoking.
Yeah, because of the rain.
No, they're on the
fire?
wrong way. And then they light on fire. And when I say fire, they disintegrated.
Oh my gosh, you're like, what?
I thought the van was going to burn up.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, turn it off. It's on fire. So.
No, I'm shit. No,
Okay.
it is. It really is on fire.
We are able to I get Sam, and he pulls off the stuff off my car battery, but it's on
His
fire.
hands are burned.
And the jumper cables have burnt through, so it's on fire on the part, and we can't get it off the van while we're standing in puddles of water while it's pouring sheets of rain, and it's a live wire.
Electricity and fire and water.
So we go and then have to go to the front of the park because we're not in the front of the park. We go to the front of the park where there's 5 people left in this entire thing. 3 are a family. The others are, I guess, when you work at Kings Island, you have to have your bag searched when you're an employee to leave. So it's these 2 older gentlemen. They're like, okay, well, I think we can find someone to come get you. So these guys come and it's like 40 minutes later. And they have a jumper thing. All the while, they're like, well, you know, your batteries aren't going to work at this point because they're probably, and the alternator's not working. And I'm like, we're never going to get home. I don't know what to do. So they come back, they jump my car, and it turns on, and it's fine, except it blew a fuse, so my stereo doesn't work, and my remote locks don't work anymore.
It could be worse.
Deal.
That's
could
not a big deal. You can fix that.
So then we get to the Radio U van. Still raining, still a live wire attached to the battery, and they have to go to their car, and they come up with the idea of, you know, the security cones, the orange ones.
You use it to knock them off.
They put the 2 orange cones, one on each hand, to be able to get the clampers off because they disintegrated. Like there were no clampers left, just this little piece of black plastic. Pull it off, and then thank God the van starts.
Wow. Wow. I think
so bad. It was so bad.
I think the flaming jumper cables is amazing.
I've never seen something on fire.
At that point, did you just say screw it and you go get a hotel, or did you?
No. We drove
came
home. Even though I had to drive home, it was pouring. It was just such a horrible storm. It wouldn't have been so bad, but it was just so much rain. I don't have a car stereo, so I can't keep myself entertained, and I'm just going crazy out of my mind. We're soaked to the bone. We're just driving home so uncomfortable. Sam's behind me because we're doing this partner thing to make sure no one's batteries go bad again.
Right.
And then we go past a rest stop, and I go past it, and then I see the van go, boom, and goes over to the rest stop. And wow, the rain thing happened before I dropped my phone in the water, so it got ruined. So I couldn't actually make any phone calls.
Oh, now you'll need that new smaller BlackBerry like your mom has.
No, it dried out. It dried out.
It works.
And so when I tried to call him, I'm like, hey, are you okay? Did something happen? It turned out that his windshield wiper on the van popped off while he was driving, and he had to go. And so then I finally got to a gas station. I almost ran out of gas. On the way home, I was at that stretch between Kings Island, and I'm about ready to cry. Sam's not behind me. No one's behind me. I get off to a BP, and I'm afraid to turn it off because I'm afraid the battery won't have my car start again. And so it was so nice. Pulls up a state trooper, and he parks next to me just in case. And I was like, oh, stay there while
I'll get gas.
My car.
He'll help me.
Yeah, just in case. So then we finally got home around, 1:30 so in the morning.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah, if you've never seen jumper cables on fire, it's quite a sight.
No, I've never seen that.
It's impressive. And then you think the van's going to just blow up with all your stuff in it.
Well, I mean, it would have been insured, I guess.
No, it wasn't.
Maybe.
There's
I don't know.
left. Not for incompetence.
It's the riot.
You don't want to spend your entire life not knowing what it's like to wear a Radio U beanie. Learn the easy way by becoming a Team Radio U starter and giving $12.50 a month during the fall fundraiser. We'll send you a beanie, and you can experience the satisfaction of knowing it's the fall fundraiser on Radio U.
Nikki, you got anything good for this weekend?
Not so much. I'm getting ready for Purple Door next weekend. We're going to one of our last couple of festivals, so I kind of have to gear up for that.
Yeah, you're right. I really should start thinking about what am I going to take and what
we
I
have
need
to pack and all that fun stuff.
What's the hotel situation at Purple Door? Because I got to tell you.
Oh, you weren't with us last year. I keep forgetting that.
Well, I was there for the first night.
No. Hotels.
No, not at Purple Door. But
oh, yeah. Hotel's fine. Same place.
Okay. All right. Just checking, because last time you went to a festival, you came back and you said there was like blood on the mattress or something crazy. I don't remember, but
stains. Let's use the S word.
Okay. All right.
No, this one's fine. I've been there before.
All right. Well, because I'm a little concerned about where, that's kind of headed and stuff, because I am delicate. I've got certain
I'm looking
needs.
forward. You know what I do feel bad about is it's you and 4 others that are going. 4 others. No, 3 others. And you guys get your room.
Yeah, it's so ridiculous. We have 2 rooms. There's Nikki's room. And then there's me, Jared, Coleman, and Chris.
It's the guys in the girls' room.
Yeah.
Yay!
So what I think we need to do is I think we should put a big curtain down the middle of your room.
You get half, yeah.
Yeah, or something. I mean, or you know what? Why don't we take both rooms and then you could sleep out in the van.
In the car?
That'd be a nice big room for you. Then you can come in and use one of the bathrooms.
Now you're going to want to call dibs because it's a bed and then a sofa bed.
Oh, are you kidding?
No, that's how all the rooms are.
Oh, man.
So,
a sofa bed? That's great.
I say dibs. That you should call that.
You know
hey,
what?
how about this? I'll give you my sofa. You guys can carry it into your room. See if there's enough room to get that in there.
Well, in most hotel rooms, there's plenty of room for extra furniture.
Of course.
I wouldn't see why that doesn't work.
We'll just do a little reorganizing, and I think you guys will be quite comfortable.
I'll tell you what. I think the word you're looking for isn't comfortable. It's excited.
Luxurious.
Yeah. I can't wait. I'll tell you, nothing better than traveling with the U, man.
I can't wait.
It's going to be nice. I like the fact that you really get a chance to get a good night's rest that way. Really get a chance to do that. Maybe I'll just sleep on the floor.
We'll call the bed. Just say, hey, Obi's got the bed.
You got to share.
Oh, no. I just mean at least you're in it and you're not then getting the sofa bed.
Yeah,
because usually I always make there be a hierarchy of like, hey, who's been here the longest? They can have the bed. Second longest, they get the bed too.
You know what? I don't care.
Or who has a back problem?
I'll sleep wherever. I don't have a back problem. At least I didn't until we got the sofa bed.
Well, I'll also spend this weekend gearing up and getting ready for it.
Well, you know what? I'm really getting excited now. Oh. Can't wait to make it happen.
I am. I like getting rooms to myself.
Here we come.
I see nothing wrong with this.
I'm looking forward to it. I really am. I love the idea of getting a chance to sleep next to and potentially accidentally embrace one of my half-naked male coworkers. Sounds good.
Cuddling.
Yeah. Well, there's not a lot of room. You got to do what you got to do.
Getting Radio U fully funded takes everybody, and that includes a few VIPs. What's a Team Radio U VIP, you ask? It's someone who donates $175 a month or $1,050 one time. That pays for an entire week of Radio U. Does this sound like you? Tell us about it at RadioU.com or 877-2-RADIO-U. It's the fall fundraiser on Radio U.
It is the Riot on Radio U, 8772-RADIO-U. I'll have to say, if there was one thing about the trip that was just spectacular, I mean, aside from us all getting a chance to spend so much time together.
Quality time. That's how one grows as a group together.
Right. Because, I mean, normally, I don't get a chance to see Jared or Coleman until like 8:30, and I never had to say goodbye to them because we all got to sleep right there in the same room.
You shared a room.
And that was wonderful.
3 and then Obi. It was very crowded.
All right. Oh, my gosh, dude. The rooms were pretty small. Now, they were nice, but they were small.
Yeah.
And what they had was like a California king-size bed, and then they had a sleeper sofa. The amazing thing about the sleeper sofa is that when it was just a sofa, like a couch, it was not comfortable then. Like just sitting on it was not comfortable. Then you fold out the bed, and then welcome to the jungle, baby. Like it was the worst, most... and it was the law of the wild. We made like a deal, like Chris works at TVU, and then Jared and Coleman, they slept in the big bed, we slept in the sleeper, and then we were going to swap on the other night.
Sure.
And so Chris and I climb onto this bed, and it's just like, it's not a bed. There is a bar, like two bars.
Down the middle.
Yeah, and it was like, I'm like, okay, I don't have back trouble. I woke up, my back hurt.
You know how they redesign certain things and it's like, hey, you know what? We realized when we first came up with it, it was wrong. Someone needs to do that with the sofa bed.
No one ever gets around to getting that right.
It's the dumbest thing in the world.
And it was so funny sleeping in the same bed with Chris. First off, Chris kept laughing in his sleep. I don't know what he was laughing about, but something. Then he would roll over and like have his arm out as he rolled over, and he kept hitting me. Like I would feel this slap on my back throughout the night as he would like roll over and hit me.
He wants to make sure you're okay.
Then when I was the first one to get up Saturday morning because the bed was so uncomfortable that when I woke up at 7:30, I was like, I would rather get up and be awake than lay in this bed. I don't want to be in this bed anymore. So I get up and I look over, and Chris, his legs are like moving up and down. And I thought at first, I was like, oh, he's just trying to wake himself up. And it's some weird morning ritual I don't know anything about.
Is he dreaming?
No, he's just sleeping. He's just flailing his legs in his sleep.
I think he's an awkward sleeper then.
And then I get up and I'm walking past this king-size bed that has Jared and Coleman in it. And I was amazed to look that both of them are kind of spread out. And you could have taken the bed that Chris and I were sleeping in and put it between Jared and Coleman, and you would have still had room on each side.
Plenty of room.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I said you guys should have all just been in the bed.
Well, I mean, it couldn't have been any more awkward than it already was.
So why not?
Getting more people involved could have only made things better.
I really felt bad for you because I just had the whole bed to myself.
I know.
And I had lots of pillows. I kind of built a pillow fort around me.
We didn't want to leave the TV out in the car on Saturday night, and so I carried it in and we put it in Nikki's room because, believe me, there was no room in the end for our TV.
Of course.
And I walked into Nikki's room and I just thought, man, how awesome would it be to just have this whole room to yourself and I could just rest?
Because I know you said the rooms aren't very big. Well, when you're staying by yourself,
they're huge.
They're actually spacious.
Yeah, I'm sure that's true. I'm sure it is. It was a very uncomfortable affair.
Aww.
I'll have to say. When I got home and I had my own bed yesterday afternoon, it was just like, I don't ever want to go without this again.
I don't ever want to leave you again.
But when we actually did, Chris and I slept in the bed the second night. You know what? A good bed really raises your quality of life. I was amazed. Anytime I woke up during the night on Saturday night, I thought, wow, this is great. Fantastic. I mean, I'm sure Chris was flailing. I didn't even know about it.
You didn't even feel him on that
idea.
side.
The worst of the riot is over, but the fun can keep going.
Hey, I saw you checking out my goods.
Check the Riot blog or stalk us on social media.
You want to sample them? A little try before you buy, huh?
Through riot.radiou.com.